الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. Respected brothers and elders, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Rabbul Alameen Rabbul Izzat Tabaraka wa ta'ala Jalla Jalaluhu is the one who has created us, and He is the one who will give us death, and He is the one who we will have to stand in front of, and He is the one that we have to answer to. So our life in this world is a test. In this world there are two types of tests. Imma shakiran wa imma kafura. Is a person doing shukr upon the ni'mats, or is he being ungrateful? There was a time in this country, not so long ago, when I was a young lad, seemed like a long way away, but it wasn't. People did not have central heating in their homes. People did not have double glazing in their homes. We used to wake up in the morning, there'd be ice outside the window, and you could scrape the ice inside the room as well. People used to have lino in their living room. There was no parking problems. In the whole street there would be one car. But it was available for anyone and everyone. Houses were small, purses were small, hearts were big. People had time for each other. People had mahabbat, love. And people were simple. And people had Allah on their tongues. And when you were growing up, something went wrong, chalo Allah hukka se. Allah bomoto se. Anything happened, Allah, Allah, Allah. But then the ni'mat of Allah is money. It is a ni'mat, no doubt. وَمَا بِكُم مِّن نِعْمَةٍ فَمِنَ اللَّهِ. Every ni'mat is from Allah. Whatever we have, whatever we are, it's only because of Allah. Without Allah, we're nothing, and we have nothing. But some ni'mats, they are double-edged swords, as they say. They have their perks, but they also have their disadvantages. Money is one of those things. When a person gets money, if he has not done tarbiyat of himself, if he has not made an effort to bring Allah into his heart and to strengthen his iman, sometimes that money makes him into a Fir'aun of his time, or a Fir'aun of his household, or Fir'aun in his community. Meaning, he becomes rebellious. The way he talks, the way he walks, his attitude changes. No one can say anything to him anymore. Like one of the scholars said, Sharafat to ab khatam ho gayi. Propriety, decency is gone. So one person said, Sharafat has not gone. It just split into two. One is shar and the other is afat. Shar means evil, and the other is afat, which means calamity. So what's happened now is people do wrong. Our girls, they dress wrong. Our boys, they act wrong. Our adults, they do wrong. But a person who speaks up against them, the afat comes onto him. The calamity comes upon him. One old man, one chacha, he goes, when my sons and daughters get together with their spouses and kids, when they come round every Saturday or whatever, when my wife cooks and the house is full, prisoner in his own home. Because he said, my daughter, she's dressed in such a way, I don't know where to look. My granddaughters, my grandsons, such attire. And when I start to say something, the afat and the calamity comes upon me. No. They all stop talking, the food gets wasted. I don't feel like eating. And then all week I have to hear it from my wife as well. So what happened is, a person who is doing the good, he is seen as an oddbod. He cannot say anything, he's a prisoner in his own home. So money has brought that into us. Whether we accept it or not, the arrogance, the pride has come into us. We just have to look back at what we were. I went to one country, and the people are generally very poor there, farmers. But it's a tough country, hot and everything. People don't like to go there in Jamaat. So when I came back, people asked me, I said, it's the best country I've ever been to. Because I was not thinking of the sandy beaches and the sights and everything. I was looking at the people. I said, the people there, they're the nicest collective people I've ever met. Always got time for you, always got a smile, no stress, and always willing to listen. Just nice people. Why? Because they are humble. Why? Because their means are less. And us people, the ni'mats of Allah came, but we didn't learn how to acquire the dunya. Hazrat Molana Sulaiman Jani Sahib Rahmatullah gave a beautiful example. Some of these examples of our elders and scholars are such that they need to be written, etched in stone with gold water, gold ink. He says a person, the snake is a venomous animal. A person, he grabs a snake, it will kill him. Certain snakes in the world, Allah forbid, if a person gets bitten by it, within minutes, the blood in his body congeals and turns to slush and he dies. But in our countries we have a person called a Madari, not the person with the surname. A Madari is a snake catcher. And what he does is he goes and he finds this venomous animal and he's learned the technique of grabbing and capturing the snake. So now the snake, and the face of it is venomous, is deadly. Anyone that holds it or anyone that it holds is dead. But this guy, because he's learned the technique, he goes and captures it in a particular manner, and then he puts it on a glass in a particular manner, and then he drains the venom. And that venom then he goes and sells it, and he gets thousands of pounds for that venom. Then he takes out the fangs and he sells them, he gets lots of money for that. Then he gets it to shed its skin, he sells the skin, he gets money for that. Now it's harmless, now he wraps it around his neck, or he puts it in a basket, plays the flute, teaches it to dance. Now he's going from village to village, putting it around people's necks, and now he's making money from that. The snake that should have killed him, when he learned how to acquire it and how to capture it, he's making money from the poison and the fangs and the skin and itself. In the same way, dunya is deadly. The poison of a snake kills a person. The poison of dunya kills a person's iman. Many people died at 35, buried at 65. His physical body packed in at 65. But long before that, his iman inside him was gone. Why? Because he did not learn how to acquire the dunya. Unfortunately, today, in today's world, it's not our parents' fault, but this is just the way it is, unless a person makes the correct effort. We were told how to make money. If a dad's got a business, he taught all the tricks and the loopholes, how to sell a lemon to somebody, a conked out Kataro car, how to dress it up, what words to use so a person takes it, and how to swindle someone. We were taught all that, but we were not taught how to acquire the dunya to save our iman. So what happened is we've acquired the dunya, but the harms of the dunya have come. And the person who'd learned how to capture the snake, the venomous, deadly creature, became a means of his income. A person who learns how to acquire the dunya, that dunya becomes a means of making his akhirat and his jannat. Sahaba kiram, some of them were not even millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires. Hazrat Usman radiallahu, when he passed away, he left gold bricks, which they had to break with axes. People's hands became sore in breaking it. Abdul Rahman ibn Auf radiallahu ta'ala. when he used to order his merchandise, the first camel of the entourage, the caravan, would step in the streets of Medina, and the last camel would still be 300 miles away in the streets of Mecca. Imagine how many camels, how much merchandise, what the value of it was. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Abdul Rahman is a Jannati. Uthman is a Jannati. Despite their dunya, they excelled. And today our dunya is making us fall behind. This is why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that a person, as he gets older, he gets younger in two respects. Sadaq Allahu wa sadaqa Rasuluh. Completely defies logic. We tend to think if a person, as he gets old, obviously he's going to turn towards deen. Stands to reason. He knows he's getting on. He knows his feet are dangling in the grave now. So he should. That's what logic says. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no, if you don't make effort on yourself throughout your life, as you get older, you get younger in two respects. One is love for dunya. You talk to the youngsters, get married. Most I can't. Why not? I ain't got no money. Allah, you've been working 3-4 years, where's your money? How much money you got? 700 quid in my account. Allah, where's your money gone? I don't know. I said, glove compartment, receipt law. I know where it's gone. Friday night, Saturday night, you know when you go out with the mates, in every group, whether it's London or Bolton, there's always one mate. After you've had the meal, he says, I just nip to the toilet. Disappears. And there's always one dodayo. Don't worry lads, I got this. I'll pick up the tab. So he's Sakhi Khan, and he's paying for everyone. And his money is gone. I said, bring the receipt, buy milkshake, burgers, gourmet burgers. Yeah, that's where your money's gone. You say to him, start saving. Myself, easy come. You talk to a chacha, he's counting his pennies. And the other thing, tulul amal. Love for dunya is one. If a person doesn't make effort in himself, as you get older, love for dunya increases. And the other is long aspirations. Chacha, come on, make some preparation for the akhirat. You're going to go. No, I'm not going to go yet. I'm going to get my grandson married, then I'm going to go. You watch. MashaAllah, Allah grant you barakat in your life. How old is your grandson? He was born last week. Long aspirations. And defies logic, but when you look around, that's exactly what you see. This is why, brothers, this is the world we live in, and this is dunya that we have. That's why the ulama kiram said, don't count your money. Some people, Sunday, lock themselves in the office. And you know the sound of the crispy note, we've been deprived of that now. It's passing now. It's not the same. The first, when it was crispy notes, it did something. If your little kid's got 2 pieces of metal in his hand, and it's going like this, you say, put that away. It bugs you. But if you get £2 coins and you start doing that, the jingle of it is just, it's just something else. Isn't it? So ulama kiram said, don't count money too often. Why? Because the dirt of the money will come onto you. So people say, no, we live in London. We live in England. Our money is very clean. And now we have plastic notes, we can wash them as well. The alim said, no. The dirt doesn't come onto your hands, it comes onto your heart. Too much engagement in the dunya pollutes your heart. So this is why, brothers, this is the world we live in, and we have to live, we have to earn. But we have to think that what have I done? What is my dunya? Is my dunya making me progress and get closer to Allah? Or am I going further and further and further down? When the Jamaats first started going in Tabligh, so the villagers came. Now village life in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Africa, all these places, is just a different life to city life. So there they wake up early and then they plow their land and then they have their curry, khichdi, dal chawal, and then they go to sleep. 12:30 they have their lunch, and nice, and then at night they sit around and they just talk and all this. So one chacha goes sitting in a bayan, and go, oe. I go, Haji Sahib, apreta eu atu. Oe nati. Those days are gone now. Yeah? Even the villages have become engulfed with the dunya. So what happened was, now everyone's busy, stressed out. Anyway, so this guy, he came from the villages and he'd come to Delhi city. So he's joined the Gash Jamaat and they're going. And in the afternoon, it was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and they're doing Gash. And they went into a bazaar. And there was a guy sitting there, eating that tiffin that I was talking about last night, eating his cold curry, cold salad, sitting there eating that. So they met him, talked to him, everything. So the villager is scratching his head. He's looking at his watch. Has he stopped or something? He's asking the other, what time is it? What time? Half hour. So when they started to leave, he stepped up. He said, Assalamu alaikum. Bhai sahab, aap kya kar rahe hai? What are you doing? He goes, I'm eating. He goes, what are you eating now? 4:30 in the afternoon. He said, I'm having my lunch. He said, your lunch? I said, yeah, I was very busy. Customers would come in and I couldn't eat at that time. So I'm eating now. So the villager, he was a simpleton, but he said he made a very profound statement, which possibly he didn't even understand the deepness of his statement. He said, Bhai Sahab, Qaid Khane mein Qaidiyon ne kab ka khana kha liya. Prisoners in the prisons, they had their lunch a long time ago. Meaning, you're a prisoner to your dunya. If you can't eat, do you own the shop or does the shop own you? So brothers, we have to assess our lives. Am I in control of my dunya? Is my dunya commanding when I go to the masjid, when I go in the path of Allah, when I pray my namaz? Or am I controlling my dunya? And if it's the case, as it is for a lot of us, that dunya has become dominant over us, then we need to do something about it. Lest the dunya bites us and a person loses his iman, Allah Ta'ala forbid.
Ameen.
So this is why, brothers, we have to make an effort and we have to sit down. One Shaykh al-Hadith Sahib said to us, the biggest benefit of going out in tabligh, he said this back then when we didn't have mobile phones, so I had another footnote to it, providing a person doesn't take his phone or keeps it off. The biggest benefit is a person gets to sit and think. Otherwise, a person has no time to think. He's at work, he's thinking dunya, comes home, plonks himself on the phone, on his gadget, in front of the TV, that's thinking for him. On the toilet, he's got his phone, no chance to think. Kis liye aaye the, kya kar chale? What was the purpose of my life? Why had I come? What have I ended up doing? And a person just gets engaged in the dunya and the rat race just continues. And as one Englishman said, the ironic thing about the rat race is that even if you win, you're still a rat. Allahu Akbar. We don't want to be rats. We want to be Muhammadis. So we have to take a stock of ourselves. Yes, we have to earn. We have an obligation towards our wife and kids, and we have to give sadaqah, khairat, and spending in the path of Allah. But also we have to assess ourselves that is this dunya dominant over me, or am I controlling the dunya? Am I losing out? One last thing. In our place, one person bought a car. And nowadays people, they post it on social media, they put a ribbon around the car. And people brag about it. So somebody said, what's up? Top car he's bought, 60 grand. 60 grand. So I said, he got ripped off. He said, Maza, this, you got a good deal. 60 grand, they go for much more. I said, nah man, he paid too much for it. Paid over the odds for it. He said, nah Maza. He's looking at me thinking, what does this Maulvi know about cars? I said, he paid too much for it. I said, you're not looking at the hidden price tag. He said, what's the hidden price tag? He said, Maza, he paid VAT. What's the hidden price tag? I said, no, there's another hidden price tag which he doesn't know about because he's not in the Dini zone. Inland Revenue doesn't know about. The taxman doesn't know about. Hidden price tag. He said, what's that? I said, because of that hidden price tag, he's paid over the odds for it. He's been skunked. So what are you talking about? What's the hidden? I said, how many namaz, how many salat did he miss to earn the money to buy the car? Got to take that into account. How many 3 days, how many 40 days did he miss? How many times did he miss coming to the masjid? For years on and not praying namaz and earning the dunya, you're not making a gain, you're making a loss. So in order to understand these brothers and in order to reprogram ourselves, people say, take them in Jamaat, you brainwash them. No, we wash their brains. we wash their hearts. We wash our own hearts, reprogram ourselves. The bhai, you're being like a chappu, a lallu, blindly following. Yeah? You think this is normal, you just got to earn, and then what? Then you drop dead. And Kabar mein almari nahi, kafan mein jab nahi. You leave everything behind, and other people living it up at your expense. And the day that I will die, people will come to my house. As the poet said, "Log ghar ko aa rahe the, main ghar se ja raha tha." People were coming to my house, and I was going in a box. And they will come and sit on my leather reclining sofas and use my underfloor heating, my central heating, my cushions. And they can't even bother to give me one cushion, one blanket. And you know the worst thing is, they'll say, in my house, that I proudly call my own, use my leather reclining sofas and all the facilities. And then the elan will be made, Durna mehman khaine ja jao. Janazas in Bolton, so Londoners, Birmingham, make sure you eat. So then they'll come, they'll sit down on my dastakhan, eat my food, which I stocked up when there was a tail sale, stocked up the pantry. When rice was half price, stocked it up thinking, this will last me a long time. Not knowing that I'd pass my sell-by date myself, I was going. They'll eat my food in my house, using my central heating, and the worst thing is, they'll talk about their own exploits and achievements. This happens in janazas all the time. I'm not making it up, you know. And they won't even give me one question. So to what avail? All is earned and then gone. And then afterwards, nobody to remember us. Yeah. You ask a kid nowadays, oh, I knew your dada. He just looks at you. And you try to tell him about his dada, and he's like, oh, Allah, he was a somebody, man. He lived his life. He worked for you. He doesn't want to know. That's his own. So imagine strangers, how much they will remember us. So this is why, brothers, tabligh is a very serious affair. It's about reprogramming ourselves, spending time well in the path of Allah, and reflecting over our lives, and thinking, which path have I been on? When the blind will follow the blind, all shall fall in the ditch. We just see, we saw the people of the dunya doing it, and we just did it, forgetting that no, we were different. We were given a mode of life. Rasulullah planned it all out for us. Allah Ta'ala showed us. And we left all that and we just started. Everyone's doing it, so I do it as well. So this is why, brothers, everyone make intention, inshallah, to go out in the path of Allah. Alhamdulillah, our Jamaat was here. Allah Ta'ala bless you, brothers, for your nusrat. Whenever Jamaat comes, try to sit with them. Feeding them and all that is no big deal. People get fed up of being fed. When you sit in the ta'aleem, that fills them more up than biryani. Unless it's a proper gourmet, petu. Well, other than that, you take them in gush, they get happy. We go to a masjid, and when we come back, the people there, they took us for gush a lot. When we come back, people ask us, how was it? Alhamdulillah, man. Sometimes we go to a masjid, and they don't take us for gush, they just feed us. We come back, they ask us, how is it? What? That we got food at home, plenty. Tail sale. There are loads of tail sales up north. Even Londoners phone us, Marubi le we got plenty of food, alhamdulillah. So whenever Jamaat comes, brothers, try to sit like mashallah you are sitting now, And also make some intention to go out in the path of Allah. Alhamdulillah, in this masjid, the work is very strong. Alhamdulillah, Jamaats are regularly going. Ta'aleem is taking place every day. Sit in the ta'aleem, participate in the ta'aleem. Sit your kids down every day. I sometimes sit kids down in madrasa, I talk to them, and then I say to them, do shukr that I have spoken to you today. There are kids exactly your age, in your class, in school, and yet their parents, what a travesty, what a tragedy. Their parents have never sat them down and talked to them about their creator, about Allah, about Qabr Akhirat Rasulullah. Every day sit your wife and kids down, talk about Qabr Akhirat, read to them the stories of Sahaba Kiram, and go out in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everyone make an intention, inshallah. If a person is sincere in his intention, then Allah Ta'ala, our elders, they say, jisko likhate dekha hai, usko lagate dekha hai. Whoever we have seen giving his name, sincerely standing up, having the courage to stand up and give his intention. That's why many people don't stand up, they're scared. If I like to Kabul take jai, I'll have to go. But you have to go, because either you're going to go there or you're going to go in your qabr empty-handed. You're going to have to do something. How long are we going to bury our heads in the sand? Hoping he'll go away. Well, he's not going away. Akhirat is coming, by death is coming. So let us do something before it's too late. The real earning is not a property in London, a nice car, holiday home. That's not real earning. That's all going to get squandered. Sometimes I take my kids to these national heritage homes, Mana Park and all this. So they've got grounds, it's just beautiful. You have your whole day out there, They've got plenty around here as well. And you go there, and then you tell the kids that, all this belong to one person. Can you imagine that? The fountains and the gardens and the rivers and the house itself. Then I say to the kids, how hard it must have been on his deathbed for him to leave all this, knowing that he's going, never to return. And then somebody else took it in his family. And then eventually the government, the National Heritage, took it. And they're making the money. And what? He's not even getting half a pence worth of benefit from it. Allahu Akbar. That's how treacherous dunya is. So everyone make an intention, inshallah. Quickly, as soon as possible, because we don't